Welcome to the Other Side Pod. I'm Nadine. We're not experts. We're just humans having a human experience we think you can learn from, or relate to, or laugh at, or cry over. So hit download, dive in, and hear how folks found themselves on the other side. Cheers.
Oh, mine's really full. I almost dropped it.
Delicious. Maybe I should record all my podcasts after 3 p.m. and have a nice glass of wine. And that tastes delish. You know, it's almost the holidays, so it felt like the right time to talk about dead parents again.
It's the festive special, the Dead Parents festive special.
We were always planning to do 2.0, and actually we recorded it for everyone to know. And what happened? Something happened with Descript or something, right? I can't remember.
It just didn't upload. I cried so many times and then it just didn't upload.
Yeah. We were so sad. It was a really beautiful chat. And that was a couple of months ago. And then, you know, other things happened. And I was thinking about different things to have for December and planning it out. And then I had a real good, weepy weekend a couple of weeks ago. And I texted my friend who'd lost both of her parents, who lives in Newfoundland. And I just said, God, I miss Dad today so much. It's almost like the past 5 years could have been a dream. It was a really weird feeling where it felt like I could pick up the phone and just say, you'll never believe this dream that I had. And here's everything that happened. And I'd hear his voice be like, hi, sweets. And she said, yeah, my dad died 14 years ago. And I cried the other day like it just happened. And I'm like, right. There's something about the holidays when you've lost somebody really important. And for me, that's my dad. For you, that's your parents. And, you know, I've lost other people. But there's something about, I don't know, definitely a person, but a parent and that nostalgia, all that stuff for Christmas. There's something that stirs up that I thought maybe other people could relate or feel validated or feel heard, or maybe they'll hear how they feel in words that they probably couldn't find themselves. So, you know, Mandie, let's just cry.
Here we are. I'm so glad I put the eyeliner on.
Is it waterproof?
I think so. I think it's waterproof. We'll find out.
It looks really good. And your tree in the background, it looks nice and festive over there.
My favorite part of it is that it's a tree, and then you get to the top and our little thing is slanted, like our tree topper. It's just completely off askew to the side. It's a snowflake because I don't subscribe to religious symbolism. And it doesn't really fit on our tree, on the top of our tree. So it just goes right to the side as it gets up there, which is really funny.
It looks great.
We do have one angel on the tree, which was there it is, my grandmother's. It's stuck there right towards the top. And then there's another one that was my mom's, like a little singing angel. And that's it. Everything else is Santa Claus, snowmen. You just won't see it except for the two extremely obvious angels.
I need to know what the angel sings.
I don't think it sings anything. I think it says Merry Christmas.
Oh, you said singing. I thought maybe it was one of those press a button and
no, it
Ave
just has
Maria
a mouth that
comes
goes
out. Oh,
so that you can tell that it's singing.
I have two ornament stories. One, when I was younger and a real idiot, we were putting up our tree at home back in Mount Pearl, Newfoundland. I was probably still living with my parents, but I was old enough to know better. And every year we put on the same ornaments. And obviously we get some more each year, but we had a lot of ornaments that had a lot of meaning. And I didn't know the story behind all of them. And there was this little red plastic bell. It just looked, I was like, I thought maybe it came on. You know, sometimes you get chocolates at Christmas and it has this little plastic ornament on it. And yeah. I just wasn't thinking. And sure, it had been on our tree for all of my life. But this one Christmas, we were hanging things. And I was like, what's the point of this bell? And my dad's face. And so it was the one ornament he had from his childhood Christmas tree. And now I get it even more. I'm like, right. Oh my gosh, that significance of that one ornament. Yeah. And so my mom, 2 or 3 years ago, without a heads up, Lorraine Hogan, you could have given me a heads up. she sent me a package in the mail around the holidays, and I like tear into it like a little psychopath. I like couldn't wait to open it. What she sent me for Christmas, and my little baby Christmas ornament appeared in front of me, and I just started to sob. It's this little gold angel, actually, with a little bell on it. It's very pretty with my name engraved in it. And I just remember, again, like thinking back of all my little kid Christmases, like my dad was with that sweet little red bell that now I'll treasure or probably fight for my sister and my brother for because my mom no longer loves to put up a tree. But anyway, those ornaments
I
this
have
time of year.
all of those packed up. What you can't see just off camera are boxes and containers, both from our place and from my mom's place, of all of our ornaments. Because when she died, we got all of them. And every year I look at them. And this is why last year when Russ died, I was like, nope. And I just put them back. I opened them and was like, no, we will not be doing a tree because we have like every ornament we have ever put up when I was a child.
Oh, you have it right there. Wait, okay, just if anybody hasn't listened, Mandie and I have done a podcast called The Other Side of Dead Parents. That was the very first podcast on the Other Side pod that came out in September. So go back. It's the very first one and have a listen. But for anybody that's want to listen now and not go back just yet, Mandie, your mom died 2 years ago in November,
Yeah.
right? And then your dad died 10 months later,
11. Yeah, their
11 months
their
later.
funerals were 11 months to the day.
So last Christmas was your first Christmas without both of them.
Yes.
And did you open the ornaments or no?
Well, we brought them up. So when my mom died, I went into overdrive. I went into oldest child, main character energy. We're gonna make this a great Christmas. Everyone needs to be together. It's so important. I'm gonna make it magical. I'm the keeper of the things. I'm now responsible for it. And so I was like, okay, we're gonna get a great tree and we're gonna put up all of the really meaningful ornaments. And we did all of these things. And it was fine. It was fine. It was exactly what you would expect a Christmas where one of your parents has just died. My
Wait, is this
dad,
the very first Christmas that your mom, like she'd only been gone a month?
yes.
And you put up a tree. You were like, I'm going for it.
Like I said, I went into like overdrive. I just
Oof.
needed something to
Okay.
like spend time on, I think. And it was really important to me because she also, I don't want to say she loved the holidays because Christmas Day was my grandmother's birthday and that was like really emotional for her, but it was very important to her. Like that Christmas and like honoring that time and spending time together was really, really important to her. And so I was like, I have to carry on that tradition. And my like couldn't really, we got together eventually, but like the timing didn't really work. So we didn't see each other very long. And then my dad was like, I don't want to talk to anybody. Leave me alone. Like, I want to be sad in my apartment by myself. And I
Hmm.
was like, okay, I hate that, but sure. And it was just fine. It happened. And then I really don't remember much of it. Then when my dad died last year, I canceled it. We put off getting a tree and we put off getting a tree. And then where we normally go, they didn't have them anymore. They'd run out, they'd sold out. And I just remember looking at Justin. We brought all of the boxes up, like everything was out. And I was like, I can't do it. The thought of going through all of those boxes of ornaments and basically seeing my like family life, what's left of it in these like little items is just sending me for a spiral. And I just want to pretend it's not happening. And so I did. I don't even think I went to Justin's family Christmas. I think I stayed home because I was like, I
Last year?
can't. Yeah. I just didn't want to celebrate. I just wanted to be left alone. It really felt like the first year it felt like, okay, I can do this. If I just, you know, will myself to move forward, I can honor her and she would be proud of me. And then it felt like the second year was like, okay, I did the thing. I tried my best to make it a magical holiday season and then you did it again. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. So I'm just gonna and I think I needed it. This was the first year that I felt like we've like dipped our toe back into the holidays. So we have, again, off screen, you cannot see Justin while I was in Paris decorated the house. And so our stockings are up, and we have my mom's little dancing Santa Claus that actually does dance and sings a song. and like snow globes and stuff like that, like all of the stuff that she would have had at her house, and then the tree, which is really nice. And then he put some like garlands and stuff on our um, banisters and things. So it's very cute.
Did you know he was doing that while you were gone?
No, and I think he waited too because I he didn't bring up Christmas this year. He didn't say anything. He wasn't like, "What do you want to do?" I think he knew that I was so because I love the holidays. I have always been that person that bakes cookies and decorates, and I love it. We got engaged on New Year's Eve because one, it was our anniversary, our dating anniversary, and two, because I just really love the holidays and he knew that that's when I would like to do it. And I I think he was so like crushed for me. He was just like, "Oh, this is like something you really love and it's kind of been ruined for you because everything happened so close to it." That he was like, "I'm going to give her time to figure it out on her own." And about a week before I left, I said, "I think we can probably get a tree this year." And he was like it was like trepidation. He was like, "Okay. Yeah, are you sure you want to do that?" And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, I think we can go. Like, I think it's this weekend. We'll go pick it up when I get back." And then when I got home, he was like, "I didn't think you'd have time with work and stuff, so I hope it's okay. I hope you're not mad at me." And I was like, "This is so great." It was really lovely to walk into.
So when you walked in, there was no sadness, no like for a moment at any dancing Santa or.
No, it was funny because it was like one of those things that there was more as I looked at it. So like we got in and the Christmas lights were outside. And I was like, "Oh, great, you put up the Christmas lights. That's so nice." And then I walked in and I was like, "Is that a garland on our banister?" And then I got upstairs into the kitchen and he had the table runner out. And then we've got these like beautiful lights in our kitchen that drop down from the ceiling. And he had wrapped a garland around that too. And he had put out our Merry Christmas kitchen mat. And I was like, "Oh, this is throughout the house." And so I was like, what did he deem important and where has he put it in the home? It was like a scavenger hunt, which is really funny. So it was nice. It was nice to see. And I haven't had my holiday meltdown yet, which isn't to say it's not going to happen. I'm feeling pretty good about it. I will say I'm not feeling as holiday cheerful as I would have probably 3 years ago. It's not the same feeling. It's very different, but I am happy that they're up and I'm happy that they've been done.
Mm,
Yeah.
I would say, well, this year was the first year. I mean, I threw a holiday party a couple of years ago, but I still think I was like, things are fine.
Yes.
But this year I was like, I'm going to throw my old fashioned Christmas party. Like David and I would throw big parties, not every year because one year we stay here in Ottawa with his family and the next year we go to Newfoundland with mine. And this felt like, okay, this is the year. So I also think there's something about timing and maybe the ebb and flows of years as well and what else is going on in your life. But that first Christmas after dad died, I started to dread the holidays on Labor Day weekend. I remember I was jet
Oh,
skiing. We had rented a jet ski at David's family's cottage, and David and I were on it. I think I was driving, and I was just like flying through the water, having so much fun. And then all of a sudden, it was like I crashed into this invisible wall, like where it hit me that my dad won't have fun like that again. And he had died in April. So, I mean, I had a few months to realize he was gone, but there was something about like feeling such joy that you don't think about because I'm very heady. I'm always in my head thinking. And I wasn't. I was just experiencing and I was laughing. And then all of a sudden I was sobbing. And then I thought, his birthday's in October. And I was like, how am I going to survive October? How am I going to survive Thanksgiving? Oh my gosh, Christmas. It was like I was dreading everything starting on Labor Day. It
yeah.
was it was really awful that first year. I didn't go into overdrive. I thought I can't celebrate it. Like I don't think I put up a tree until a couple of days beforehand. Like I think I was like, no, no, no. Christmas music would send me because I like you, I love the holidays, and my dad was an even bigger fan of the holidays. He flipping loved them. Like we have this, all of us in my family have this memory of him flying through Costco with one of those big carts, and he had no patience. So when I say flying through Costco, I mean flying. And he would just be so excited to see what Christmas stuff was out. And they've been together 50 years. They had accumulated a lot. So my mom was like, we don't need any new Santa figurine from Costco for Christmas. But my dad would like go up and down the aisles and he's like, would your mother like this? Would your mother like this? And we would try to like, control him to some extent, but that cart would be full. So even going to Costco, and we all text each other around the time of year when we do our big Christmas shop for, those like, we all love those big tins of shortbread cookies that you get. And I think we all have a little cry walking down the Costco aisles. But that first year, Mandie, a Christmas song, the thought of one of those shortbread cookies that you love so much, I couldn't imagine putting up a tree until I thought, if I don't put a tree up, then cancer wins. It's how my mind went. I'm like, I can't let it win. He'd be so sad for me if I let his death take over my joy of life and of this season. And I think I just put it up almost as like a hard worker. Like that's how I tackled it. Like this is a project at work that I don't want to do, but I'm going to do it for the good of future Nadine, who one day will love this holiday again. But that took a while.
Yeah. I think I was the same. My mom created a lot of Christmas magic. She just loved to like give presents, and it was just her thing. She just loved to be spending time with family. She loved to be thinking about her family, especially like in later years, because like she was the last person left in her immediate family, right? My Aunt Diane had died when she was a baby. My Uncle Wayne died in 2002. My Uncle Brian died in, I think, maybe 2008. My grandmother had died in 1999. Like, she was the last person. And once everyone was gone, I think she felt that. Like, it kind of like in like Buffy or like one of those TV shows where you can like see the like spirit of this thing moving on. It was like, it just like, and I was like, wow, I gotta go make Christmas cookies and I gotta decorate and I gotta put up a tree. I guess this is on me now. And really, really similar in that way where I think about it a lot. We actually did when my mom was in hospice, we like put up a Christmas tree in her hospice room because she died in November. So we were like, we're gonna celebrate ahead of time and we like put up some ornaments and stuff like that. And yeah. Yeah.
Are those ornaments, were they from her little stash of ornaments that you
Yeah,
set
so
the?
we brought like a pre-lit tree, this like teeny tiny one, and it's in the studio now actually.
Mm.
And then a couple of the ornaments from home. We have this one it says my grandpa's name Lionel on it, and it's a bowling ball because with a Santa hat on it because he used to be in a bowling league. And so I went and I like tried to find the most like meaningful ones to her as possible. And I put a few of those on. But yeah.
How is it walking in the studio and seeing the tree that you had in the hospice?
I think I mean, we put it up last year because I couldn't put it up at home. That's why I went to the studio because I was like, nope, we're not doing this, everything out. So last year it felt like a reminder, and this year it feels just kind of nice. Like, and people come in, they're like, oh, I love it because it's not so in your face Christmassy. They're not like, we don't have decorations everywhere and signs and things like that. It's just a pink tree in the front and a green tree on the side before you go into the studio. And so people kind of like it. It's like a little festive and pardon me, it's nice to be able to share it with other people, even if they don't know. Like people will come in and I'm like, thanks, that's the tree that was in the hospice with my mom, which you know what is something I would do anyway. But
Yeah,
absolutely
totally.
something I would do. But it's nice to share it with them, even if they don't know that that's where it's from.
If anybody listening doesn't know what we're talking about, Mandie owns a movement studio called Collective Movement. And I actually went there to chat with you last week. We had a nice little date. And I tell you, when you walk in right now, those two trees and the whole space, the vibe of it, it's just so cozy. But knowing that that's the tree you had up for your mom makes it more special.
Yeah, it's nice.
So forgive me if I already forgot this. I'm 47 and it's already been 15 minutes. But did you say you haven't opened the old ornaments yet, right?
No, I have. especially like we've already decorated the tree, so we reopened them this year too. I don't have everything out. We don't have like my grandmother's like finer glass ornaments out because I have two cats that love to break things, but they've been opened. Yeah, they're out. Most of them,
Okay.
quite a few of them are on the tree. We got this really very silly one last 2 years ago now when my mom died. They have this package at the funeral home where they're like, we can make you a commemorative ornament. And I was
Gross.
like, oh, okay.
So see me, I'm like, that sounds dreadful, but okay.
Yeah, it is. It's so awful. It's
I was like, gross. I couldn't hold it in.
and I bought it because I thought maybe Brandon would want it. And then they were like, you can buy two. And I was like, okay, sure. And it didn't tell you what they were going to look like. And so I thought it was going to be like a nice ornament. I thought it was going to be like, I don't know, something silver that like maybe had her name on it or something. But it is not that. It's the picture that they used for her like in memoriam page on one side. It's like a plastic ball and it's got the picture on one side and on the other side it just has her birthday and the day of her death.
Oh my
And
God. Do
it
you put
says
this?
in memoriam.
No. Merry Christmas.
It's
What? They'll
so
sell
bad.
anything. Oh my God. They'll sell anything.
They
Did you
will.
buy two?
Yeah, I bought one for me and one for my brother. And I think he was like,
Did
thanks.
I would have been like, thanks. It's going in the garbage. Thank
Yeah,
you, though.
it's very bad. I have it on the tree because I think it's so funny.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, I get that. Oh my gosh. I can't believe you bought the ornament. Okay,
I was
random
in
story.
mourning.
I know. Listen, when I was in mourning, when we picked up Dad's ashes, my mom and my sis and David and I went. It was COVID, so everything was shut down. And I think one of us were allowed in to, I think they literally left his ashes like on a table inside the flipping door of the home. They were really kind. They had to do it this way. It sounds cold now, but they were so great, the funeral home that we dealt with. So one of us ran in to get it. Couldn't tell you who. Could have been me. Could have been my mom. So she comes out to the car and we sit with the ashes. And I'm very tactile. I like to touch things. And so I'm in the back seat. We're driving, and I'm like, Mom, do you mind if I dig my hands through Dad's ashes? And she was like, No. So I literally in the back dug my hand in, and I just wanted to feel him. I just wanted to sense almost like this is real. This happened. I
Hmm.
could feel it. It made it true. And I kid you not, I felt a bone, like
Yes.
a larger piece. And I pulled it out and I just started to cry and I held it up for everyone to see. It looked like a Christmas tree. And I was like, it's a sign. And it really did. It was like those little edges. It was so strange. I'm like, oh, Dad, well played. Well played. Do you believe in signs like dead bones looking like Christmas tree signs?
Yeah, I do. I
Tell me
do.
one.
I don't have any dead bone stories.
You didn't fish through your mom's ashes?
No,
What's
so
wrong?
because I knew that cremated remains have bones in them, that would have, and pardon my language here, but fucked me up. Like, I, I would have been like, whoa. Which is why, as you were telling the story, my eyes were getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I was like, yeah, this is okay. This is around Christmas because my birthday is on the 27th.
Of December, right?
Yes, my husband and I went
Yeah.
for dinner at a restaurant in Ottawa. It's called Play. I love Play. It's closing now, so you can't go by
Oh,
the
it's
time this is out.
closing. Yeah.
But you have a couple more days. So if it comes out and you have time, you should go. And it's in the Byward Market, and there was clearly they were replacing some of the street lamps because there were the old style street lamps right beside these like new bright fluorescent street lamps, and all of the old street lamps were out. And we're sitting at this table right against the window, and I look out and there's a light flashing like it's trying to come on. And it's one of the old lights, which again, all of the old lights are out. They are clearly out on purpose because the new lights have been installed. And there's just this one light that's going flash, 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 flash. And then it would stop and it would go flash, 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 flash. And I was like, okay. And I'm sitting there and I'm trying to eat my food and it would go away. And then I would get like a little emotional thinking about her and my birthday. And like I was turning 32, I think. And I looked out and it would flash again. And I was like, this feels like something. And I started
Ugh.
crying. and, I'm trying to like eat my food and not cry because Justin's sitting there and he's like, are you okay? He's like, what are you thinking about? Where's your head? And I was like, there's a lamp. There's a lamp that's flashing. And I think that's my mom. And I still don't doubt it was my mom. I still think it was her. So yeah, I feel things like that all the time. Actually recently, we were in Paris, and on the night of the anniversary of my mom's passing, we went out for champagne and we had like a nice evening. We did a champagne tasting for like in her honor and like cheersed a lot, and yeah, it was really lovely. And we came home and everyone went to bed and I stayed up a little bit longer just to like have a little sit, have a little think, have a little cry. And I went to go to bed and I turned the light off and I walked away and the light came back on.
Stop.
And I was like, hello.
Ugh.
And so I went over and I turned the light back off and I waited and I walked away and the light came back on. And I was like, I get it. I see you. I appreciate it. I need to go to sleep. So I'm going to turn it off a third time and I need it to stay off. And then I went to bed.
And it did?
It did. It stayed off.
Weird, right?
Yeah.
People believe cardinals are, I don't know why cardinals, but that they're visits from their other people. And for some reason, we've all latched on to that idea of a cardinal. Is that something you?
My mom was big into cardinals, especially because like male cardinals are like the bright red ones, and they would always make her think of her
Mm.
dad. And my grandfather loved
Hmm.
cardinals too, and so he used to like sing to them in our backyard. And so, when I see a cardinal, I do think of them. I don't know that I believe it's them. Um,
Mm.
I have a lot of, a lot of my friends know that my mom loved a cardinal too, and so my best friend Kiri the other day dropped a package off at my door for my birthday. And she was like, I won't be here on your birthday, so I'm going to give it to you exactly 1 month early. Here's your gift. And in it there was a gift. And then she was like, I also found this ornament. And it was clearly like a staff pick. It had been put aside. And it was a little wooden cardinal to go on a Christmas tree. And the staff person's name was Karen.
Oh
And
gosh, wow.
Kiri was like, I didn't have a choice. It was a sign from the universe.
Oh, where does she find it? Like staff of where?
Maker House.
Of course. Oh,
Yeah.
that's so lovely.
Yeah. So she was like, it said Karen on it. It was a cardinal. It was a red cardinal. It said Karen on it. What was I supposed to do? And so she put it in my little bag for me. It was very sweet.
I think that's so sweet that people that love us and that know us well and your parents see them in weird ways as well. Isn't that so
Totally.
nice?
Totally.
Okay, are you an atheist?
I would describe myself as agnostic only because I grew up a member of the Catholic Church, a hardcore, especially in high school, member of the Catholic Church. I actually had no religious upbringing whatsoever until the seventh grade. I didn't know, I had never been to church. The only time we ever went to anything like that was at a funeral. And all of a sudden I was like thrust into Catholic school in middle school. And I'm like, what is this? Y'all are weird.
Oh yeah, welcome. I was there.
And then my friends in high school were going to this like after school program basically that was like religious based. And I was like, okay, well, that's where my friends are going. So I guess that's where I go. And so I got very religious in the last 2 years of my high school journey, which is kind of funny if you know me, because I believe that there
Yeah.
is something, you know what I mean? That there is a universal higher something. There's an energy, there's whatever it is. I don't know if it's a man in a sky who was his own son. Like that's where I start to waffle a bit. But
Yeah.
there's something.
And like, wait, Mary couldn't dare have sex. Like she had to be like magically impregnated. I mean, come on.
Can I tell you my story about Mary in the seventh grade? Okay,
Yes.
I have never been to Catholic school. I started a week late because I needed to provide my mom's like baptism credentials, which she couldn't get on time. And I start a week late. I don't know anyone at this school. I've never been to Catholic school. I don't know a soul. I'm so nervous. This is a brand new school for me. And I get into my first ever religion class, and we have to color in a picture of the Virgin Mary. Now, as an adult who has been exposed to Catholic school and Catholicism in general, I know that Mary wears blue. Okay? I know that Mary wears blue. I didn't know who Mary was. So I did not put her in blue garb. And the teacher made fun of me. The teacher was like, that's wrong. And he was like very upset. Like I had done it deliberately. And it's like, I don't know who this person is.
What color did you make her dress
It's
or
me. I
whatever?
put her in pink.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
like,
of
I wasn't
course.
here. I didn't do the readings. I don't know what you want me to know. And that's where my villain origin story started, really.
And then when they told you that Mary just was pregnant by the intervention of God, were you like, yeah, that tracks?
I was like, whatever you say, y'all.
Oh my gosh.
Sure.
I remember in university, I started getting curious about religion. Like, I'm also not religious. I went to Catholic school, but I think it was just the school closest to me. And I don't remember being taken very seriously. Sure, we had religious class, but I wasn't too interested or involved. I just showed up and got my credits. All that to say, in university, when we started applying critical thinking to religion, I was fascinated. So I actually did a religious studies minor because I was like, I want to learn about this religion, this religion, this religion. I was, I couldn't devour enough of it. And then I started to learn that as religions got popular, they started to take women out of it. So like a lot of women were actually involved in the creation stories of a lot of religions. And then when they started taking off, they're like, we've got to get the women out of here. And then when I learned that there was like, I don't even know how to describe it, but like a bunch of men came together to debate whether Mary was a virgin or not. I was like, I can't like how 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 it's just so preposterous. Anyway, it's not a podcast about religion, but I just a virgin. I can't. Was your mom religious?
Yeah. And so yes and no. Again, my mom was raised very religious. I actually have this picture on my side table, and I'm pretty sure that is her like first communion or something like that.
Precious.
Um, that we had it done,
Sweet.
put in a frame for her wake and her funeral, and I have it on my side table all the time. And so she raised a very religious household. Church every Sunday, got to dress up. And then an adult kind of deviated away from the church. And then as she got older, started to become more and more religious, not in an overbearing way. She wasn't trying to force us into Catholic school or anything. It was the school that was closest.
Mm.
Um, but as I started to get more and more into it in high school, I could tell she really was like, it was like she found it again,
Mm.
and it wasn't for me in the end, right? Like I left high school and I was like, I actually think I might be done with this. And she kind of stuck in it, and it brought her a lot of comfort because, again, by that time, she was the last one standing. She didn't have a family other than her kids, and I had moved away. And so it was really comforting to her. And then even in her last days in hospice, she I remember asking, like how she was feeling. Like she was like, I was like, I'm scared. Personally,
Mm.
I don't feel great. How do you feel?
Your mom, I'm sorry. Your mom's like, and you're like, yo, mom, I don't feel good about
I don't,
you leaving planet Earth. Checking in.
just checking
How
out on
are
you.
you
I
feeling?
feel bad. How do you feel?
Yeah.
And she was like, I feel like I should be more scared than I am. She was like, I'm not scared. I have to believe that everything I have ever been told about the universe and heaven and being reunited with my family is real. And she said, I am so tired. She was really like physically unwell in the last 15 years of her life. She was very unwell, and she was tired of fighting. And she said, I'm so tired. I just want to go be with them. I miss them. I just want to go be with
Oh,
them. And
God,
so
that's really beautiful.
it is one of those things that gives me a lot of comfort too, because I really do think that there's something out there, whether that's like, everyone's living on clouds or something else. It knowing that they are together wherever they are in whatever capacity they can be together is really comforting and lovely.
I agree. I also believe there's something out there. I don't feel particularly pulled to one religion or another. I think they're all really beautiful, to be honest, besides the fact that they kick women out. But I think they're or out of the leadership roles. But I think they're comforting, right? So if you believe in something and you can gather with people, like I would never take that away from you. You can believe Mary's a virgin, and but like, I'm not going to debate it. It's beautiful. I
Yeah.
Part of me is like, not that I'm jealous. But I'm like, that's so nice. I hope I feel that strong belief in what I believe in, even though I can't really put a name to it or explain it. But I do believe that there's something higher than this life out there, and that my dad is there, and all of my loved ones. But all that to say, and no one in my family is particularly religious. Like we're all Catholic, but we weren't churchgoers every Sunday or anything like that. So when my dad was dying, I remember also feeling I don't remember feeling like I'm not okay, but it was different. Like I had my mom there with me and my sister there with me, my brother, and so all I remember thinking as I was watching him go in those last hours and moments was this wave of comfort, like, look, universe, this is not a sign. I don't want to go anytime soon. There's so much left for me to do. Please let me be here for a long, long time. But that aside, I felt this comfort of it'll be okay because he'll be there. It wasn't even a thought. And again, I'm very heady. I'm very in my head. So it's amazing to me when it's something I sense. It was just this like mist that like penetrated through my skin. Like I just knew I'd be okay. It was like I don't know if something passes, like if you can be there when someone's dying, there is something that happens. Like it is inexplainable, but there is a calm and a relief and a comfort. If that's the experience I had. I'm sure people have been with people who were dying in really chaotic moments because it wasn't my experience. But anyway, I had a really calm, comforting moment. I'm sure my dad is up there listening and is like, "Oh, was it calm for you as I died?" I'm so glad. Great, Nadine. Thank you. But I remember leaning in and just watching him. And I don't know if I said this in the first podcast or not, but I was watching his face and just trying to see like what system shuts down first. Like what happens to the eyes, the nose, the ears. I was curious, probably as a way to protect myself from feeling the like utter agony of what was happening. But at one point, I'm watching him so intensely, and I'm like centimeters away from his face, and I thought, I can't wait to ask him how this moment feels. And then I just like shocked myself back to reality, and I was like, oh, I can't. He's dying, but I can probably in this other realm. And I don't know. We like have a glass of wine and shoot the shit about dying. I don't know. I mean, he would never drink wine. He would have a rum and coke. But I would ask him because there was something otherworldly about it.
I think my mom and your dad are having rum and cokes together because that's what she would have as well.
Really? I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wine? Wine? He'd be like, oh, of course you wanted a glass of wine talking about dead parents at Christmas time. Like he wouldn't be able to handle the emo-ness of this podcast. He wouldn't
Again,
listen.
I when I went to Paris, I did a champagne tasting, a 3-round champagne tasting in celebration of my mother's life, and she hated champagne. Her wine
Yeah.
of choice was white Zinfandel.
I love her. I wish I'd met her.
She would have loved you. She was a real character.
Oh my gosh.
She was really
And
something.
so when you think of her and Russ on Christmas, Russ came into your life when you were how old?
4.
Oh my God, you were a baby. So Russ has been your dad since you were
Yeah.
4.
This is why I always
Right.
say, like, I do have a biological father. I would consider us like estranged in the sense that we don't really have much of a relationship. He's out there and we talk on the phone every once in a while, but the person who raised me, the person that I call my dad is Russ. And so I was very young when we met, and he became like the father figure in my life, other than my grandfather who also lived with us. I'm so sorry. I was confirming your question and then you were in the middle of another question.
Was I? Don't even remember. Did Russ love Christmas?
No,
He
no,
didn't.
Russ was a very grumpy old man from the moment that we met. And he was so funny, and like he was like wacky and silly, but he, in all of the ways that you think a grumpy old man would be on Christmas, was like, "Arr." And I have these pictures from Christmas of 2009, and it's just, it's like, when digital cameras were still a thing, like no one had like a good camera phone. So you were really intentional about the shots that you took. And it's just all these candids. It's just Christmas Day, 2009. No one's posing. It's just random. Like someone took a point and a shoot and like took all these pictures. And he's just sitting in his chair with his arms folded the whole time. Everyone's running around, and like my cousin and her daughters are over, and they're having a great time. Everyone's opening presents, and he's just sitting there with the dog. He's got a little smile on his face, like he's like content, but he was like not he was not in it. He, especially after his mother died, I think it was a piece of him really like broke off, and he was
Mm,
really sad. It was, I mean, I am really sad, but he took it really, really hard, and he was never
I
really the
think
same.
that's what a poignant way to say it. A piece of him broke off. Oh,
It
and there is
was,
something. Yeah.
no, sorry, you go ahead.
No, you go.
I was just going to say it was, so Russ had Parkinson's and what they expected to be epilepsy. He had quite a few seizures, and every time he had a seizure, he'd remember almost everything else except that his mom was dead.
Oh God.
And so
Stop.
he would wake up in the hospital and ask where his mom was.
Ugh, that's torture.
Yeah. Every single time, like consistently, he just never remembered. It's not something his like brain could comprehend.
That's one of the worst things I think you'd have to go through. And having to sit and watch someone lose their mom over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Oh God, I can't
At,
imagine.
at one point, like he had had such a bad seizure that he kept kind of going in and out of it, and he would ask for her, and then he would say she's gone, and he would get upset, he would cry, and then he would do it again a few hours later. And I finally was like, guys, I think we just have to stop doing that. I think we just have to wait
Mm,
until
right.
maybe, like, I think he's gonna ask a few more times. So just tell him she's not here.
Yeah, she's in
Um,
the bathroom. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Like it's maybe time to not break his heart over and over again, because it was just so sad.
When did his mom die? How many years before he died?
Oh, that's such a great question. That's a blur for me. Early 2000s for sure. I want to say
Okay.
somewhere around 2007, but I could be wrong. It could be later than that.
So for like 15 years, he lost his mom over and over again every time he had a seizure from
Yeah.
Parkinson's. Oh my God, Mandy. That's truly awful.
Oh,
Bless you.
sorry. Thank
Bless
you.
you. Do you remember a particular like Christmas present from your mom or us?
Oh, I remember the two that stand out for me are the year that I found out Santa wasn't real, because and my brother snooped. He snooped and he found all of the Christmas presents early, and they wrapped them up and said they were from Santa. And I knew Brandon was like, I found the Harry Potter piggy bank. And I was like, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Leave me alone. And then I opened the Harry Potter piggy bank that said that it was from Santa. And I was like, I see. And I
Oh, that's when
looked
your
at my mom,
brain
and my
puts.
mom looked at me, and we were just like, yes.
Now I pass the torch to you.
Yeah. I mean, Brandon also knew because he's the one who found it, right? So we were like, well, now no one in the house believes in Santa Claus. And my mom was so sad. She was like, man, we really had it going for a while there.
Oh.
And the second was she went to Arizona one of the little known stories about my mother, you're getting some lore, is that she
Mm.
dated a man in Arizona. She when internet dating was a brand new thing, she was internet dating. She was cyber dating on.
Because her and Russ were on a break.
Yes. They were
Okay.
like fully broken up. To be fair,
Okay.
like they were fully broken up. And she had dated a couple men, and then she dated this man who lived in Arizona, and she flew down to see him. He flew her down. They went to Vegas. My mom was like, "This is my love story. This is amazing. I'm being whisked off to Las Vegas." And on the plane, she had seen a movie called Down with Love, that she thought that I would enjoy. And so I had asked very specifically, and I am still like this, by the way. I am a Capricorn through and through. I will give you a list of the things that I want. I do not want the things that are not on the list. I love you so much. Thank you for thinking of me. Don't buy me something that's not on this list.
Yeah, I get it. I can relate so
I don't
strongly.
need another whatever. I don't need another tchotchke. I appreciate the thought that goes into it. I don't need another pair of pajama pants. Like, we're good. Um, and to be clear, that's not a shot at anybody. My mother-in-law gives me pajama pants every year. She's the exception to the rule. Just in case she's listening to this,
Yeah, because we love some new pajamas, honestly.
I
Put
do. I
pajamas on there
do.
anytime. Yeah.
She's the one who
Yeah.
gives me the pajamas, though. Like, I don't want pajamas from anyone else. Anyway, and I had asked for Napoleon Dynamite because Napoleon Dynamite was new that year, and it was the movie everyone was watching and like quoting at school. And I was like, I just want to see Napoleon Dynamite. And I saw a DVD under the tree that had my name on it. I was like, yes. I was like, Napoleon Dynamite. And my mom was like, "Mm." And I opened it, and like in true mini adult fashion, I was like, I have never heard of this movie. Thank you so much. I'm so excited. And I could just see the devastation in my mom's face. My mom was like, oh no, I should have got her Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh my God, I love that that
And
sticks
I
out.
went into her room after and I was like, I'm very sorry if I hurt your feelings. And she was like, nope, it's totally fine. I am the adult. She was like, I thought you would like them. I was like, I'm sure I will like the movie. And we did this thing where we danced around each other's feelings for half an hour.
Did
Two
you like the
people,
movie?
it's fine. It's fine. It's a fine
Down with
movie.
Love? Who's in
Down with
that?
Love. I want to say
Who's
Ewan
that?
McGregor
Okay, that's good. That's good. He's great.
and Renee Zellweger.
Okay, I like her.
I
Down
haven't
with
seen
Love.
it
I don't think I've ever
since.
heard of it. When I was little, I'm not a Capricorn, I'm an Aquarius, but this is how I would do my Santa list. I was like, Dear Santa, I would like peaches and cream Barbie. But then, because I didn't trust Santa would get it right, I would go to the Sears catalog and open the page where peaches and cream Barbie was. And I would say, as per page 67 of the Sears catalog in 1993. And then I would write out all of the things. It would be so detailed. At the end, I wouldn't leave out anything. It would be like in parentheses, shoes not included. Like I would include everything so Santa wouldn't fuck it up because I was like, I need what I want so badly.
Yes.
And when I found my Santa list, I was like, Mom, Dad, I'm so sorry. But also, I got what I wanted. They were like,
That's
it was hard to miss.
You gave us a
I just,
very clear list.
yeah, as
I
per page 67, you were like 7 years old. I'm like, you must have really screwed it up one year. And I was like, the Santa needs direction. Santa needs a good hand holding.
I feel so bad because my family was like very poor, right? And so we really couldn't afford the things that I saw on the television that I knew I wanted. There were a few years where we had to use the like angel tree style donations for Christmas gifts.
Mm.
And again, true Capricorn fashion, we really love the finer things in life. Pretty Petals, which was this thing where you could make these like plasticky, but like almost like stained glass looking petals on wires and flowers, and you'd like wrap them up and you could make a little flower. I was like, that's what I want. I still remember the theme song. I was desperate for a Pretty Petals kit, and I cried on Christmas Day because I did not get it. And
Oh,
as an adult, I'm like, oh my God, my poor mom. She was
it'd be
just like,
so hard.
she did her best and she couldn't afford it. And I was just like, Santa doesn't love me. There is no, they're just, some kids get good Santa, some kids, I must have been bad. Like,
Oh my God. Did you think that? Were you like, I must have
totally.
been bad? I
Oh,
didn't
oh
get
my
the
God,
petals?
totally. Totally.
Oh, my heart. Oh, gosh. Do you think, speaking of being little kids, us not having kids, because neither of us have kids,
Mhm.
I mean, it's not a great question because obviously it would be different. But I just wonder in what way it would be different. Would it be different because we'd spend those first couple of years pretending to really love Christmas and then going to our rooms and having a real good cry? Or would it be different? Like, or would we slowly learn to love it again? I don't know. This is the same answer, I suppose, but I just wonder how it would change losing a parent, having little kids.
Yeah, I think about this a lot because my mom was that person, right? When her mom died, I was 7. So my brother must have been 3 or 4. So we were quite young. And she died in November. She died November 19th. My mom died November 21st. So like very, very
Wow.
close together. And she had to pretend like it was fine. You know,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
and she also had to hold our little emotions, right? I remember being absolutely devastated. My grandmother was my best friend in the world. I thought she hung the moon. And having to explain death to 2 little people and then having to be like, and it was her birthday, right? Like I said, it was December 25th was my grandmother's birthday. And so all of these things, my mom was still
Oh, God.
so
Right.
emotional on Christmas Day my entire life after that point because she just thought of her mom every single time. And really similar to me, she had a pretty difficult relationship with her mother, more difficult than mine was, I think. Just different challenges of different eras. But she, I think, had a lot of regret. And I think a lot of my feelings about my mom end up being like, oh, it's regret. And I really wish I had done XYZ differently. And I think that's where she would go as well. And so I see it kind of reflected back. And I often think, would it be easier if I had to pretend like things were fine? Would it be easier if I had to get up and be like, put your boots on, like we gotta go, you have to go take care of people? Would it be harder because I didn't feel seen? Like I don't know that there's a correct answer to it, right? Just like I don't know if there's a correct answer to is it easier to lose someone fast or over time? Like I don't think there's an answer to that question. I think all different types of grief are valid and similar in stature, but I do think a lot about having the distraction of trying to make something really special and having it be special, right? Having your own little family to
Mhm.
kind of like distract and take some of that pain away, but not enough to test the theory.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. It would just be different. It would still be really hard and different, but I do think there's something really beautiful about having little kids and their excitement about the holidays to distract you. And also something really sad about that maybe that you probably having it so in your face that maybe you would think about yourself at that age or something. But I do feel like simply because it was my experience, I get it, but I also feel like getting to be selfish at that first Christmas and getting to just be like, I feel this raw, I feel this low, I am having all these feelings, and I got to express it in the moment that I had it instead of having to not feel it, which is a habit of mine that I'm working really hard to not do. Like I'm working really hard to feel feelings. So it was a blessing. I mean, it was really fucking brutally hard
Yeah.
and it was agony, but in being able to express your feelings in the moment that you have them, they don't stick around so long, is what I'm learning, like by actually getting to feel them, which is maybe why now. I mean, yeah, sure, yeah, a couple weeks ago, I was very weepy missing my dad, but that comes up every now and then anyway, brought on by different things and sometimes brought on by nothing. I just like maybe I had a dream about him or I'm driving down the highway and he just comes into my mind for whatever reason. It's like I hear his voice say something. But generally speaking, I really enjoy the holidays. Like this year, it's mostly just not awe and wonder, like I'm 8 years old again, but awe
Yeah.
and wonder at the simple, beautiful things. I love sitting in front of my Christmas tree, which is why I like to put it up really early, like November, because I like to sit down there in the mornings when it's dark and
Mhm.
have a cup of coffee and just take in the lights. And there's something really cozy about the holidays, and there's something really joyful and sad at the same time. And I find that so interesting, like holding both of those things. I wrote last week in my newsletter about missing this Christmas that I've rewritten through this lens of adulthood nostalgia for something, and whether or not it happened exactly like I remember, it doesn't matter. It's a sense, it's a feeling that you can't describe, that we all have it. It's like something you can reach out, but you can never quite kind of grab hold of. But actually, I love Christmas. So there's something really
Hmm.
beautiful about holding those two truths. And I think my dad would be so happy that I still enjoy the holidays. And he lost both his parents pretty young. Like he lost his dad when he was just 11, and he lost his mom when he was 30, 31. And he had a lot of sadness about that, a
Yeah.
lot of sadness that he carried that he would not let out in the form of sadness about them. And so I can only imagine what went through his head at Christmas. And it makes me feel a bit closer to him, even though he's
Yes.
not here. I'm like, oh, wow. As you watch me unwrap gifts, this is something you held at the same time, the sadness for your little kid Christmas. And not because they had this big extravagant Christmas. He grew up in Northern Bay Sands, and my mom grew up in St. John's, both in Newfoundland. They both grew up with next to nothing. They had, if they were lucky, an orange in their stocking. But there's something about the Christmas spirit that they both had, which is, and carried through to us, which is really nice. But okay, if someone's listening to this and they've lost somebody recently, and this is maybe their first or second Christmas, is there anything you would say to them?
Yeah, don't do something because you think you have to, and don't let anyone else pressure you into doing something you don't want to do. I was really clear about my boundaries that first year and the second year, even more so the second year. But I was like, I can't do a family Christmas. Justin's family asked if I was coming, and I said, no, I really would like to be by myself. I was really worried, and he was like, I don't want to leave. Like, I don't like leaving you alone. And I was like, I just need to be on my own. I don't feel like I can emote the same way when you're around. I feel like I have to kind of like pull it back because you feel obligated to fix it. And I can just walk around the house and wail. Like
Mm.
I can be like, I'm sad and cry and do whatever I need to do. And no one's around to be like, ooh, that's a lot of emotion. And I did not go to a family function, I think, until Thanksgiving. I think the Thanksgiving, actually, the Thanksgiving weekend that Russ died. I was like, I'm finally ready.
And then your dad's like, I'm out.
Yeah, he was like, actually, you're not. And so I was really particular about it because everyone wants to help, I think, to a point. Everyone wants to be there for you, and everyone, like, if people care about you, they don't want you to feel alone. But if that's what you want to be. Make sure that you've got someone that you can call on speed dial for sure. That's not a thing anymore. But you know what I mean? Like, there's no right or wrong way to do it. So don't let someone tell you that there is.
Your first Christmas, the one that you said, no, your first Christmas, you were like, I'm going to make the perfect Christmas and I'm going to be their older sister energy. So the Christmas where you actually sat and set some boundaries and were like, I'm going to figure out how I need to do this. That Christmas Eve, Justin drove to his family's house, right?
Yeah, I think it was, no, it was Christmas Day. I think he left on
Okay.
Christmas Day and then he came back on the 26th. Whichever day
Okay.
he
So you
left, he
had,
was really uncomfortable with it. And I
uh,
just said, get out of my house.
honestly, it was a gift of him to do that because he did that for you. If he followed what he wanted to do, he would have just stayed and
Yes.
and covered you like a duvet.
Yes. And I mean, that's who he is, right? Like he is, as much as
Hmm.
he is, it's so funny. I was thinking about this earlier when we were chatting. I know that sometimes people are like, you like date your parent, right? Your parent of like you always end up with someone like your dad, or like men end up with someone like their mom. And I don't think that they're similar, except in the fact that they're kind of grumpy curmudgeons that are like really soft on the inside. Because he was like, I don't want to leave you. Like I want to be there for you, with you. I'm here. Like we can do it together. And I was like, no, you can't. You gotta go. I gotta process this
Mm,
on my own.
right. And so he left. What did you do that day? Walk me through it.
I don't think I did anything. I walked around and I cried. I think I ordered some
Mm,
food. I think I ordered some takeout. Or maybe we had ordered takeout the night before so that I would have food. That I didn't do much. I have no memory of it. I sat with the
okay.
cats and just hung out.
There was no like Christmas movie that you wanted to watch? No. No.
No.
Is there any Christmas movie you can't watch now?
Oh, can't watch. No, I love to make myself cry.
Really? I can't watch The Family Stone. I can't,
I
and
was
I love
just
it.
about to say the Family Stone gets me every
I
time.
know. And now that Diane Keaton has died, I cannot. Oh,
When she goes, "It's you and me, King. You and me."
oh, Mandy, stop. I can't. No. I
Yeah.
actually saw an ad for a movie about the holidays. It's someone like that in it, like really good actors that I love. Like, I don't know if it's Claire Danes, but someone like that that I would seek out whatever movies they're making. And it's about their mom dying and it's the holidays. I cried at the trailer and I was like, nope, I
It's
can't.
not,
Like,
it's not a movie
there's
for me.
still yeah,
Yeah.
you're like, when's it streaming? No, I can't. Every other movie I can, and it took me. I don't know. I don't think I watched them the first year, but I slowly started to welcome back like the Griswolds because my dad loved that movie. We all love that movie. Yeah, there's movies like Home Alone. I cannot not watch. Like I flip and love it, but I probably didn't watch it that first year. But those things now I almost just have a chuckle and I feel I'm watching it, and it's nice. I'm like, oh, he would have loved this. But I tell you, Family Stone I won't watch, and Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, which is like the precursor to Christmas movies for us. It was one of my
Hmm.
dad's favorite movies. David hates it, so it's something that I need to watch on my own. But that movie makes me a little sad, but not like cry sad. That would be the Family Stone. So I'm not. Maybe the share. Will I? Will I welcome back the Family Stone?
It'll gotcha.
What about? Yeah, it'll gut you. What about music?
So in that I don't have Christmas movies that I can't watch. I cannot watch Mamma Mia or Mamma Mia 2, especially. And I can't listen to that song from the end of Mamma Mia 2. It's My Love, My Life. So I don't have you seen the Mamma Mia 2? Have you seen Mamma Mia 1?
Mm-mm. It probably didn't it come out like 20 years ago? Probably then. I probably
Oh,
saw
don't
it.
say it like that. Yes, I was
Well,
17.
well, I would have watched it when it came out,
Yes.
but I have no memory of it. So I'm sure I watched it, but I don't remember. And I definitely didn't watch Mamma Mia too.
My mom and I watched Mamma Mia all the time when I was in high school. She used to like it really
Cute.
used to get her. She used to cry every single time. She was like, "We're just like Meryl Streep and Amanda Seyfried, and we're best friends." And in so the first movie is all about Amanda Seyfried wanting to get married and Meryl Streep and trying to find her dad. Meryl Streep
Trying
has
to find her
slept with
dad,
these
right?
three
Yes.
men. It could be any one of them. They in the end decide that all three of them are her dad. She doesn't care which one. Meryl Streep gets back together with Pierce Brosnan, one of the possible men that could be her dad, and they all live happily ever
Everyone
after on a
wins.
Greek island. And in the second movie, Amanda Seyfried is pregnant and Meryl Streep has died. And I
Oh,
know,
I didn't see that coming.
oh, it's so awful. And she's like not there to help her with all of the things. And she's like, I don't
Mm.
know what my mom would do. And then at the very end, it like culminates in this final song, which if you've heard My Love, My Life by ABBA is like one of their most emotional songs of all time. And uh is bringing her baby to be christened. And she's walking down the church, like what's that called? Aisle, where you get married. Um, and she's holding her baby and she's singing this song. And then Meryl Streep's ghost is also there. She starts singing the song. And the song, the lyrics are like an image passing by, my love, my life, a reflection of my mind, my love, my life. And it's about each other. You have been my love and my life. You're my one and only. And she's singing it to her baby and she's singing it to her mom, and Meryl Streep singing it to her and also the baby. And it's, oh, it, absolutely gutting. And my mom came over and we watched a double feature before she went into hospice. And we were almost done Mamma Mia 2. And it still sits there on my like to finish page of whatever app it was on.
Yeah.
And every time I log in, it's like, do you want to finish watching this movie? And I'm like, oh.
Why didn't you finish it?
My mom had to go home. She wasn't feeling well.
Oh
And then she
gosh.
died.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Yeah, she was like, I don't think I can make it through the second movie. And I cannot bring myself to watch it. And it is, I remember sitting in her hospice and that song just playing in my head over and over and over again. because I was just like it just was all of the like raw emotion in it, and like the feelings about mothers and daughters. I was like, this is it. So I'll
Oh,
never watch it again. And every
do
time
you
I hear an
think?
ABBA song, I get a little emotional.
You think you'll never watch it again?
I don't think I need to watch it again.
Hmm. Fair.
It's not like the Family Stone, which like makes me feel something positive and like lovely. This is just like, oh, I feel like my mother has been ripped away from my arms again. That sucks.
Yeah, fair. Why open that?
Why open that?
So ABBA music, Willie Nelson, I find it hard to listen to. I'll try every because I like him a lot, and every now and then I will like start a song, and then immediately I'm like, nope. And I don't think I've made it through a full Willie Nelson song since he died. It's been 5 years. Like, I just wonder, yeah, how long does that go on? Maybe forever.
Maybe forever.
Yeah, which is something that I would say if anybody's listening that's lost their person recently. I mean, 5 years is still recent. You're only 2 years out. It's very recent. 10 years is recent. 14, like my other friend who's like, I cried like he died yesterday. It doesn't go. It stays with you and you carry it around in a really beautiful way, right? It's like this love that you carry with you. And every now and then it spills over into tears, and that's okay. And then it like you kind of reabsorb it back in you and you go about your days missing this person but also getting to enjoy life again, but give yourself a break because it's not like, oh, this was 5 years ago, because that's where I go immediately. I'm like, oh, it's 5 years ago, no one wants to hear about your dead dad. That's not true, you know. Or if
Yeah.
it is, like, maybe don't hit play on the podcast or read anything that I put
Yes.
out there. But yeah, and my dad never stopped mourning his dad, and he lost him when he was 11, and my
Yeah.
dad lived to be 71. So that's 60 straight years. I think he mourned his dad. There, without a doubt, without a day that went by. But yeah, that's what I would share. So this Christmas, how we feeling?
You know, it's so weird because I feel like milestones in my head don't really mean anything, but I do feel different after them. The first year, it felt like I came back from New York City and I felt different. I was through the first year and it didn't feel like it was getting any easier. It just felt different. And I
Wait,
would
sorry,
say,
just to explain, you went to New York on the first anniversary of your mom's death, right?
yes,
Yes.
yes. And then
So,
we went to Paris
right,
this time.
the second anniversary. So the first milestone being the first anniversary of her death, you were in New York, and sorry, go back. You were coming back from New York, and
I mean, I had my cry in the hotel room. I booked an extra day so that I would be by myself, and I ate some dinner from a local spot and just cried a lot. And that was what I needed. And um, that was fine. I wrote a little thing about it, and then it felt very cathartic. And I came back to Ottawa, and I don't want to say it feels easier because it doesn't. It still feels there. I just don't feel it as acutely, maybe. And this second year, especially, like I had a really emotional moment. Everyone had gone to bed. We were like in our little apartment in Paris, and I was sharing a bed with my friend Steph. And I was like, well, I can't go to bed if I'm crying. And so I sat outside on the couch and just like sobbed for a couple of hours. And then I woke up the next day and I was like, okay, let's go. Like it's not like it's fine, but I do feel like it gets easier to carry a little bit. Like the container is getting bigger. The grief is still the same size, but the container is bigger. And I said this before I left in my last class, and that is we've talked about this on the day that she died or the day after she died. I remember looking at Justin and saying, I think all of my best days are over because I can't imagine a best day where she's not on this earth. It can't ever be the best day ever because she's not here. And I had no idea how big and expansive and wonderful my life was going to get in the following 2 years. I had no ability to see that far ahead. And I had no metric for it because it is an incredible journey over the last 2 years that I never would have predicted for myself. Yeah, probably would have been extra good if she was here for sure. But I would still say some of my best days have come from the last 2 years because they've just been really special. And the fact that she's not here is always a little bit sad. Like when we did Black Friday last week, I it's not like we are like millionaires or anything, but I was like, oh, I feel really good about this. And I would really like to talk to a parent and be like, hey, look at this cool thing I did, and people like it. And of course, like I think
Mm.
we all have that kind of instinct, right? Where like it's the same as a kid bringing home an art, like a piece of artwork from kindergarten and being like, you're gonna hang it on the fridge. Like I there's always that drive of I wish that I could show them that it was okay. And I don't get to do that. And so, and I don't get to have the feedback from it, right? Maybe they are seeing it and I don't know, but I'll never know what they would have thought of it. And so it's not easier. It's just different, but more manageable. Yeah.
One more question.
Yeah.
Go back to sitting by your mom's side in the hospice when she's dying, right? And that moment when she had gone and you're sitting there with Brendan, your brother. If you could sneak into that room now, what would you say to Mandie?
Oh, I don't know that I would say anything to her. I think she has to feel it. I think I don't know that it's a canon moment. You can't interfere. I wouldn't even know that it's like she's gonna feel okay. I would just she needs to feel all of it. She needs to feel all of the rage and all of the sadness and all of the peace that came with her finally passing. Like we've talked about, it wasn't like the easiest night. It by the time it was over, my brother and I were both like, thank God. Thank God. We were so upset at having to like see it all happen that we both had the same thought at one point, which is just like if there is something else out there, if there is a next step, and if our uncles are out there and our grandparents, like someone come get her and just end it. And we both had that thought separately. We did not talk about it until after because we there was just like we were like, can she hear us? I would
Yeah.
argue no. but but we didn't want to bring that kind of energy into the space. And so I wouldn't say anything to either of them. I What I tried to do for my brother was be like, here is what's happening scientifically, and it's okay. Everything is going according to plan. This is all supposed to happen. I know this is so hard. You just have to keep going until it's done. And I don't even think I would say that to me. I think I would just let it happen because I needed to experience it and to know it all from start to finish. I think my urge to protect someone else would be different, just like it was with my brother. But I don't know that I would say anything specifically to myself. I don't even want to say it like in general to anyone who would be listening, like, and they're going through it or they've just gone through it, that it like gets better because I think it sounds so trite sometimes. But
Agree, yeah.
it will get different. You will not always feel this way. And at first, that's going to feel really awful, right? I remember the first time I felt good kind of all day. I had had a good day. And I was like, that sucks. That sucks. I really wish that I was sad because at least when I was sad, it felt like I was honoring her in some way, like I hadn't moved on. And so it's really, really tough. So I guess the only thing I would say is that it's going to continue to be difficult, but in very different ways. And you're going to be okay. You just have to get through it. It's the same thing that you had to do when you had to say goodbye, right? The only way out is through.
I like that you say that there's nothing to say to make it any different because it just had to be exactly as it had to be, and
Yeah.
you had to figure your own way through it. It's like, I mean, this is so simple to explain it this way, but this is where my mind goes. I picture, those hedge mazes. One time David and I were on vacation. Where were we? That I went into these hedge mazes and he was like, we don't have time for this. My gosh, I can't remember where we were, but I think it was Scotland. And there was some castle we were at, this big, beautiful castle, and they built this huge maze with hedges. And in the center, you could walk directly into a tower where you could see the whole maze. And I was like, I gotta go in. And I think we booked a tour, and I'm very like, we'll work out. And David's like, the tour is happening. And I was like, look, David, I'll figure my way out through this maze. You go into the tower. If I get lost or short on time, just call out to me. I'll look at you and you point me the way out. This is classic Nadine and David, actually, that I'm like, you go into the to the tower, let me go get lost for a little bit, and then I'll look up to you and you'll point my way out. But that's what I did. And that's what I picture. I picture someone now, like 5 years out from losing my dad. It's like I can climb into the tower and look down and see someone that maybe is freshly going through this in their little maze and seeing the way out, but just letting them get lost in it for a while, because I think it's all part of the process of it. You just kind of have to feel untethered, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think partially in that sense of, you mentioned it earlier, you can't will your way out of something. You have to feel it because it's going to wait for you no matter what. You just have to process it in your own time. I have a couple of
Totally.
friends who recently just lost, one of them just lost his dad, and one of them just lost both of her parents within a month of each other,
Oh,
2 months of
oh
each
my
other.
gosh.
Just like so horrible. And
Yeah, I'm
I
so
remember
sorry.
seeing her after one of her parents died, and I gave her this like kit. I was like, these are, things that a friend of mine had given me after my mom had died. And it was like a candle to like warm you up and light the way, and like bath salts to keep you afloat. And it was just like really, really lovely. And I was like, I can pass this thing on to you. And I remember sitting with her and just saying, like, I can't, there's no advice. She didn't ask me for any advice, but I was like, there's no, and I won't offer it because there's no advice that I can give you other than this is really hard and it really sucks. And sometimes you'll have to be alone, but when you do not have to be alone, lean on the people that you love and that you know will be there, because that's how I found out who the people in my life are, who are like intensely special to me. There's a very special kind of person that will walk beside you as all of those things are happening and let you walk on your own for a little while and then come back. And I wish everyone that kind of person.
Yes, agree. And I would also say take your time getting through the maze, there's no rush
Yep.
to get out. Mandy, Merry Christmas.
Merry
Happy
Christmas.
holidays. Happy birthday. Happy New Year.
Thank you.
All of the things. I love you.
I love you too. I'll see you soon.
Mm. Oh, all my wine is gone, but the last
Mine
little bit of
too.
cheers. Cheers. I'm glad we did this
Cheers.
with a glass of wine.
Me too.
Cheers, Dad. Cheers, Mandy's mom. We love you.